beta hydroxy beta methylbutyrate.
Nice.
I keep well on my side. CJ Ack, now I gotta ride or die.
How's it going, guys? Alex Eubank here. Today I'm going to be going over the best ways to lose body fat, scientifically proven methods that I've researched that will help you lose body fat faster while maintaining that muscle mass that you worked for. Again, my name is Alex Eubank. I'm a teenage bodybuilder. I post a lot of videos on nutrition, working out, and yeah, that's me. So if you're interested in that and you haven't been subscribed yet, please do so. And let's get into the video. Alright, so first things first, I'm going to be going over your daily caloric expenditure. So what this is we eat calories. Calories are a form of energy, right? So throughout the day you're eating calories, but your body also naturally burns calories for its bodily function. So that kind of is like how your metabolism works, right? So then on top of that, when you're working out, you also burn calories. So I'm going to link this thing down below. It's called If It Fits Your Macros, and you're going to put in your body stats and it'll help show what your daily expenditure looks like. So mine's around 3,000 calories per day. So when you're going to lose fat, you want to do about 500 calories under that daily expenditure. So either in the form of adding cardio in or eating less foods of a certain type. So when I'm going to start cutting, I'm going to be going down to about 2,500 calories. Now to track your calories, the best way to do is use the MyFitnessPal app. Put a link for that as well in the description. And you put in your body stats, so find what your daily maintenance is, and then subtract about 500 calories from that. That's important because you have to make sure that you're eating under your caloric daily expenditure, because that's how your body burns fat, because it'll find somewhere to get that extra energy it needs, so it's going to go to your fat stores. Now that's the first one. That's the most simple thing, and it's really important. The second thing that we're going to be going into is a high protein diet. Now you've probably heard this a lot before, but I'm going to go into the science part of it and explain how it's been supported by different tests of why it is important. So I advocate for having about 1 gram to 1.5 grams when you're cutting. 1 gram for bulking per body weight, and then if you're cutting, I advise that you eat more protein, because when you have that steady flow of amino acids in your bloodstream, I feel like it's less likely for your body to be eating away that muscle tissue that you've been earning and working on in the off season. So I'd say about 1.5 grams per pound of body weight when you are cutting. Now the scientists support this. Here's a study from March of 2016. Now what this study concluded is that having a diet containing 2.4 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight was more effective than a diet containing 1.2 grams of protein per kilogram. So this equates to having about 1.2-ish grams of protein per pound. For this study happened to be in kilograms, but converting it to pounds, about 1.2 grams is more efficient. So in promoting increases in lean body mass and losses of fat mass when combined with a high volume of resistance and anaerobic exercise. They also said that it had a change in cortisol, which cortisol is a type of hormone that is really bad for muscle growth. So the added protein must also help with lowering cortisol, which is actually very important because, like I said, cortisol actually takes away your muscle. If anything, it's a stress hormone. The biggest part of this is having that lean body mass increase while having a higher degree loss of fat. So like I said before, having a higher protein diet when you're cutting is more beneficial and important. Third thing. Now this one is supplements, very important supplements. So I personally have always been taking BCAAs no matter if I'm bulking or cutting, but there's this other supplement that I found out about more recently that I have personally not taken yet, but I'm going to take it when I start cutting. It is called HMB, beta hydroxy beta methylbutyrate. It's a metabolite of essential amino acid leucine. So leucine is a really big, important amino acid in bodybuilding. Now, it's actually, I'd probably say, the exactly most important amino acid in bodybuilding. You need to have leucine. So I'm not really good at science, but I'm going to try to get into it. Now, this is a chart from the study that shows the benefits of HMB. One being it stimulates mTOR pathways, which is protein synthesis, aka building muscle. Another one, it increases your growth hormone. That's also something I just found out, like looking at the study. That's really important because your growth hormone usually helps with your recovery and all that. So this just shows a few extra examples of what HMB does to your body that helps benefit it. But one of the most important things that I would be saying for taking it while cutting is this. When you take HMB, it delays muscle protein breakdown. Basically it stops the degeneration of muscle tissue. So when you're in a caloric deficit, usually sometimes if you go too high of a deficit, your muscle will start going away slightly because your body will start taking away fat, but it also might start taking away some of your muscle to try to catch up on that caloric things it needs for that day. And then taking H&B will minimize the loss of muscle. Now also taking leucine does something similar to this. So having H&B, there's been studies saying that it's a lot stronger and more potent when you take it. So if you really are cutting and you don't want to lose any of your muscle tissue naturally, it'd be smart to take H&B as a supplement, as well as all the other beneficial things that it adds to. And also, if you feel like you can't get H&B or you don't want to take it, you can do BCAAs, branched chain amino acids. I found out that they are not as effective as H&B, but they also do similar things. They also delay muscle fatigue. You might want to need that when you're, when you're cutting. You might be a lot more tired because you're not getting as much energy as you would if you're bulking. So taking the BCAAs will help delay that muscle fatigue when you're working out. Now we're going to get into something that I personally like a lot. It's called high intensity interval training. Now people have different views on this. Some people like to do, their steady state cardio on the stairs or on the treadmill. And then there's people that like to do more high intensity stuff, which is like me. So high intensity interval training, also called HIIT, is a type of interval training where, for example, let's say we'll do boxing. So boxing, you box at a light pace for about a minute or so, and then for 30 seconds you go all out. You give it all you got, you spend all your energy, and then you go back to a minute of steady state boxing, and then you go back to that 30 seconds going all out. So now what this does is it increases your first anaerobic exercise, but it also allows you to get more of a full workout in less time. So here's a study that this college did. Basically what they concluded is that for the high intensity interval training group, it took them about 36 minutes to complete the workouts. And for the moderate intensity exercise group, it took them about 68 minutes. So they ended up concluding that they had about the same results, but the high intensity interval training group completed it in almost half the time as the other group. So some of the reasons why they feel like this high intensity interval training has the same results in less time as a moderate steady state type of cardio is because they believe that increasing your metabolic rate after the workout. So I personally feel like high intensity interval training is also fun because you can do things like boxing and assault bike, and it adds variety to it. Instead of just doing the same thing, like jogging for an hour or something for your cardio, you can get a good boxing session in or a jump rope session using this interval training technique. Now those are the big things using the scientific studies that I would include into my diet for cutting and different supplements and such. Now I'm going to go into my personal tips that I have through my experience of bodybuilding over the last 3.5 years. So first thing that I would do when I start cutting is take out all sugars. So no sugar. I'm not going to be eating fruits. I'm not going to be having any also take out dairy. No dairy. Don't do dairy. I've heard that it can have certain hormones in it that can be bad for your testosterone because they increase your estrogen levels. Also, taking out dairy just takes out a good amount of calories for your day, so it helps you get that lower calorie deficit. I don't really care about the food that I'm eating specifically. I'll eat I'm more of an if it fits your macros guy, which means I can eat unhealthy foods as long as it fits my macros for the day when I'm cutting. And as long as I'm still in that caloric deficit when I'm eating those unhealthy foods. And unhealthy foods, I don't mean eating sugar like ice cream. I stay away from sugars. I'll be eating maybe stuff like fried chicken if I want to, or bacon and stuff like that. But that's also a big technique. Also, I advise taking a vitamin D supplement, and also advise eating a lot of whole eggs with runny yolk. Reasons for this being is just testosterone benefits, keeping your test levels higher, which allow you to maintain more muscle mass. So yeah, those are just a few tips and things that I would give for someone that's trying to lose body fat or going through a cut. And I hope if you guys are going into that you have a successful cut, you can shred it up. I'm going to be going into a cut soon. I've been bulking for the past few months or two. I'm about 10-12 pounds up from where I was at the end of last year. But I hope you guys liked this video. If you enjoyed or learned anything, please like, comment, subscribe, and share it. Let me know what else you guys want to see. And thank you so much. God bless. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And I'll see you guys in the next video.